a little different. We are going to learn about... I'm sorry, what? Sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Wow, there's a whole lot of yelling, but not a lot of hands going up. I have a hard time hearing and understanding English when all I hear is words coming at me like that. Sophie? Tasting. I'm just going to write the shorter version of that. Taste. Taste. This is a tricky one because of that A with an E on the end. Instead of it being taste, the E says it's taste. Taste. So today we're going to learn about taste. Now our tongues are very tricky. Our tongues are very, very tricky. Taste. Taste. Our tongues are very, very tricky. They're very smart. There are things on our tongues that tell us what something tastes like. Does anybody know what the things on our tongue are called that tell us what things taste like? Roman?
I don't really know, but tongue is dots.
The tongue is what?
Tongue is dots.
There's dots. There's little teeny tiny... Can you feel your tongue? Is it smooth or rough? Rough. Those little teeny tiny things have a name. They are called
Taste buds.
taste buds. Very good. I'm going to put buds over here so we can remember that. Taste buds. It's kind of like bugs, but it's buds. There are over 10,000. Sophie, please. Look at me if you wanted to pay attention. There are over 10,000 taste buds on your tongue. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
That's a lot. 10,000 taste buds. And the taste buds tell us different things about what things taste. Now there are 5 tastes. There are 5 tastes that our tongue can taste. Does anybody think they know of any of the tastes that our tongues can sense? Leah? Tomato. Tomato. Do you think tomato would be one of the 5 things you can taste? If your tongue could only tell 5 things, do you think tomato would be one of them? Are you because that you saw the tomatoes on the table? That's good thinking. But tomato is actually a part of a taste that many things can go into. Salty. Salty. So can I write that one up here? Salty.
Chips.
And you said sweet as well? Sweet. What are some things that you might think taste salty?
What is salty?
Salty. Taki, can you please sit down, Mohammed? Thank you. Sit down on your bottom. Thank you. Think of something that tastes salty, because Takahiro doesn't know what salty is. And there might be some other people who don't know what salty is. Ahmed, do you know what salty is?
No.
No? So, Shiori, do you know what salty is? No? It's a good thing we're all here so we can learn what salty is. So, Johanna, give us an example of something that is salty.
And salty is like chips.
Like chips?
Yeah.
Chips are salty.
So yummy.
And yummy. Okay, what are some things that are sweet?
Like kind of chips, but kind of.
We have chips over here. We have chips over here. Chips and crackers.
Yeah. I have sweet sometimes. I have sugar.
Leah, what's something that's sweet?
Candy.
Candy? Candy is sweet. How many of you like to eat candy?
What is that?
Yeah? Candy?
But you have chips.
What's something that's sweet, Milos? Leah, if you have something to say, please raise your hand.
Ice cream.
Henrik?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Ice cream is sweet. Candy is sweet. Yeah, good. All right, we have 3 more tastes. Does anybody know what the other 3 tastes are?
Yum.
Other 3 tastes. Kira.
That's bitter.
Bitter. That's a tough one.
Butter?
Bitter. Bitter is a very tough taste to describe. Leah, I'm going to ask you one more time, and then you're going to have to go back to your table, okay? Do you guys want to participate in this activity? I know you're excited. But if you're sitting in the circle, you need to be looking at the person who's talking, okay? Bitter is a very tough taste to describe, okay?
I know what's better.
What is bitter, Johanna?
Lemon.
Lemon, not quite. Lemon is one of our other tastes,
Not sweet.
which is
Sour.
sour.
That's sweet.
Sour is a lemon. So we have sour, bitter, salty, and sweet. Bitter, how would you describe bitter? Henrik has an idea.
I
Sophie.
know something
Stop.
what I so when I went and checked to a really big beer museum where we went in a few cells where beer is kept, but I only forgot how it's called. In a beer factory because we went there once when we were in Czech.
That's very good. I think that's actually quite right. There are things that are used to make beer in a beer factory that have a bitter taste. Yeah, a bitter taste. All right, the last one, which is a bit tricky.
You know it. You know it.
Umami.
Mommy.
Umami.
Mommy.
Umami is a new taste. It hasn't been around. When I was a kid, the only ones we knew about were salty, sweet, bitter, and sour. But there was a Japanese scientist who in 1980, that's a long time ago, he figured out that there was a new taste. It wasn't salty, it wasn't sweet, it wasn't bitter, it wasn't sour, it was another kind of taste.
Mommy.
And so he did a lot of research and he figured out that there was a taste called, and he called it umami, which in Japanese means delicious or yummy. That's what umami is. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of a trick, a little bit of a test to see if you guys can figure out what things taste like what. Right behind Victoria on the table is a bin with a bunch of clipboards. They already have a paper and they already have a pencil. On the tables, you notice they'll be labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that has plates or things that you can try. When I call your name, you're going to grab a clipboard. You'll notice that on the clipboard it looks like this. There are 5 tables representing 5 of the tables. And there are the words, the taste words at the top. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. You have to go and try the different things at the table and decide whether that table is a sweet table, a sour table, a salty table, a bitter table, or an umami table. Now, we haven't, Mohammed, thanks for looking here. We haven't really decided what foods are umami and how to describe bitter. Those are a little bit harder. Some of you already knew that lemons were sour and that candy is sweet, right? Some of you already knew that, so you'll be able to figure out which tables are the salty, which ones are the sweet. But you're going to have to do some thinking, some scientific science to try and decide which one is bitter, which one is umami, which one is sour, sweet, and salty. Then you're going to write that word in the table when you think you know. Okay? Now, a couple of the tables have powders. Powders, like grains, like little things that you can't really pick up and put in your mouth. It's like a powder, right? So there's a cup of water. You just take your finger and put it in the water, and then put it in the powder and put it in your mouth. Don't put your finger in your mouth, and then put it in the powder, and put it in your mouth. That's not how we do it. You put your finger in the water, put your finger in the powder, put it in your mouth to taste it.
What?
Now, each of the things has some items that you can try. You need to only try one. Okay? Only try one. You can't have 10 chips. You can't have 10 pieces of candy. You can't have 10 tomatoes. You can only have one, right? So that everybody has a chance to try it. Does anybody have any questions? Let's watch Victoria and see if she knows what to do. Go. Victoria, sit down. She doesn't know what to do. I was worried that she wasn't paying attention. Have a seat. Let's watch Henrik and see if he knows what to do. And maybe Victoria can really watch Henrik since she wasn't paying attention. Henrik, sit down. It's all about following directions, right? You need to listen and look when somebody's giving you directions. Otherwise, you won't know what to do. Johanna, let's see if Johanna knows what to do. She can show Henrik and Victoria what to do. Get a clipboard, yep. Look for a table you want to taste first. Perfect. And there's a pencil at the top that you can write down if you decide you want to label a table. Victoria, now you know what to do? Kira, you may go. Sophie, you may go. Remember, if it's something powdery, you need to put your finger first in the liquid. If it's something powdery, put it in there and then taste it. Ooh. What is it? Guys, you need to write the word, not the table number. You need to write the word that you think goes with that table in the box. So table 1, here's table 1. Johanna, here's table 1. What's the taste of table 1? Have you tasted these things yet? So what taste? Sweet. So you need to write sweet in this box. Sweet.
What is this table?
This is table 5. And table 5 is right here. So what's taste is on table 5?
It's like sweet.
Sweet? You think this is sweet?
Not
sweet.
Not
So is sweet yummy? Is sour yummy? Is it sour? Is it like a lemon? One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if 1 is umami, can 2 be umami? No.
Chocolate is beer.
No. It's either going to be sweet,
Number
sour,